Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Mike Murphy. I'm the Senior Manager of Strategic Communications at American Student Assistance. For those who don't know us, you may have seen our logo in like one or two places around the venue. We are a national nonprofit that is changing the way kids learn about careers and prepare for their futures, beginning in middle school. When I think in the education space, we talk about how do we prepare kids for careers, for the future, the question often arises, how do we scale this? How do we actually reach kids in every pocket of the country to make sure that they have the resources they need? So I'm joined today by Clay Colarusso, who is our CMO and SVP of Digital Strategy, to talk about ASA's efforts to really scale equitable access to these resources through a free suite of digital tools that really allow kids to explore, experiment with careers, and hone their skills and interests. So we're going to kind of dive into that today. The goal here really is to allow kids to make the most informed decisions possible about life after high school and what pathway they might pursue. So if you're an educator, you'll hear about some resources, some free resources to either build or enhance your career readiness practice. If you're a solution provider, you'll hear about how we capture the interests of 15 million learners through our digital platforms, and come talk to us about how we can join forces to really expand that and really make the most impact possible. And then if you are an early ed tech startup, you'll hear about some of our free resources that we offer and talk to us for some potential funding. So with that, let's dive in. So Clay, tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing at ASA to really harness the power of tech to help kids learn about careers beyond the classroom.
Sure, Mike. So as Mike mentioned, when we started down this path about 6 years ago, we wanted to make sure that we had a scalable solution, one that allowed for equitable access and one that we could get to market really quickly. And so very quickly, we arrived at digital as the way to go. As we started to study the demographic a little bit more and get a sense for how they liked to engage with products and solutions and resources, we decided it wasn't just digital, but it had to be mobile first. And so we really leaned in and decided to build out a whole suite of resources that would allow for exploration, experimentation, and hopefully, some important resources that can help kids make important decisions around what they might do post-high school, all delivered directly to them via their mobile devices.
Excellent, thank you. And can you tell us a bit more about the various free resources that are included in that suite of digital resources for kids to kind of learn about careers?
Sure. So, it was a hypothesis about 6 years ago when we started this, and we needed to prove to ourselves and to our board and to others that we could actually deliver resources that kids wanted to engage with. We needed to make sure we could get them to stop the swipe, to eliminate the friction in very, very noisy channels, social media primarily, and Google searches, that sort of thing. So we started with a series of day in the life videos, very high production quality content that was delivered directly to students, again, on their phones. It's funny, now 6 years later, it's the exact opposite of what kids are looking for. They don't want that high production value. They're actually looking for peer-to-peer, that more authentic feel. But back then, it resonated really well. And it proved to us that we were capable of, first of all, developing high-quality content that they wanted to engage with, and second of all, we could get them to stop that swipe on Instagram, on Facebook at the time, believe it or not, and now increasingly on TikTok. From there, we built a career quiz, 11 questions, very quick. It's intended to surface areas of opportunity, career paths that they may not be previously aware of. Kids know what they see every day. And so we just wanted to bring that forward based upon what their unique skills, attributes, interests might be. It's called Futurescape. That was our first true product. And we had 1 million unique users within the first year of launch. Fast follows from a product perspective were a product called Next Voice, which is intended to allow kids or teach kids how to advocate for themselves, what they're interested in doing, and speaking to adults in their lives, and really being a useful and effective communicator of what their hopes and dreams are and paths may be. And then finally, Evolve Me, which is our latest platform, launched just about a year ago. it's an incentivization platform that essentially rewards kids for engaging with partner-driven tasks within the platform that actually we'll talk about in just a little bit. But everything from virtual mentorships to interviewing skill practice, social emotional learning tasks, and everything in between.
Yeah, we've actually reached over 15 million kids through these platforms, and they're super engaged. We have really high completion rates. So why do you think they've resonated so well with kids?
Well, because they helped us build them, to be perfectly honest. We knew very early on that in order to deliver compelling products that we wanted kids to actually engage with, they had to be not just a part of the process, but actually have veto power over everything that we were thinking about bringing to market. And I'll give you an example. When we were building Futurescape, we thought that when kids got their matches back and their career matches back, it might be something that they would want to share more broadly via their social channels. This was my readout, this is what I'm good at, these are the careers that align with my unique skills. Well, guess what? They had zero interest in actually sharing that information. It was very private information, and while they found it interesting and certainly useful, they didn't want their friend group or their friend's friend group knowing it. And so they killed it from the platform. We spent months working on it, they pulled it out, it never saw the light of day. So we build into our actual build process now thousands of kids' points of view at every step of the way. And while that might sound laborious and time-consuming, it actually saves us quite a bit of time on the back end, not having to go back and redo things that we got wrong for not inviting them in as we were actually bringing these solutions to life.
Excellent. And so I think the fact that you collaborated with kids on Evolve Me is really fascinating. I think that is a bit of a differentiator between what we're doing at ASA and a lot of other platforms that are out there. In that experience, what were some of the most promising ways you saw them engage as you were kind of building the platform, and how did they really get involved?
At every level, from down to fonts and color palettes, all the way up to feature functionality. They wrote headlines for us. They responded to messaging and positioning. It's a co-creation, frankly, and we take great pride in that. And we're not talking about a focus group where you periodically check in. We're talking about having milestones built into the build process where we are ensuring every step of the way that what we think is right is right. I have learned that I cannot write a headline for this demographic. I am not funny. They don't think I'm funny at all. And they have helped us avoid many pitfalls and potential missteps along the way by steering us back into the right direction and making sure that we're delivering tools that they want to engage with.
I think that's really important. We don't want to come across as cringe to Gen Z. Actually, I think the word cringe is now considered cringe, but anyway. By the way, Evolve Me recently won some really cool awards, including 2 Anthem Awards and a Webby. So we're very excited about that. So can you tell us about some of these specific career tasks that are within the platform and how kids are kind of interacting with them?
Sure, yeah. So again, we've been in market for about a year. When we launched, we had 7 partners and 16 tasks. And essentially the partnerships team, of which a few of them are here, were selling vaporware. They were looking for partners who were willing to take a flyer with us. They didn't even have a prototype to show them and let them interact with. That has since grown. We are over 55 partners now, over 120 tasks on the platform, running the gamut, again, from virtual mentorships and interview skills development, social emotional learning, all the way through passive content and video viewing, to coding. Really, actually, in-depth 3-hour, 4-hour coding sessions. And what we're seeing is that this partner network and the tasks that they bring to the table are being wildly well received by our target audience, by our demographic of users. This is actually a lot of the my colleagues who are here may not even be familiar with the statistic, but I just heard it on my flight out here. We have been polling students who are using the Evolve Me platform this year. We've had 248,000 of them give us a rating of 1 to 5 on the tasks that are on the platform, and we're coming in at 4.8 out of 5. That's not us. Those are our partners who are driving that. So we're forever grateful for their willingness to participate and to bring these resources forward to kids for free.
Yeah, it's really incredible. It's something I wish that I had had, 20 years ago when I was in middle school and trying to figure it out, being able to really go in and explore your interests and talents, find out how they can ladder up to a potential career pathway. It's really, really important. And I think the other important thing is that they are free, completely free for kids to use. They're scalable. We're able to get this into the hands of kids in every pocket of the country, including, and most importantly, the parts of the country that don't have as many resources at their disposal. So it's really heartening to see how many kids are really engaged in these platforms, especially in this time, kind of post-COVID, kids are kind of disconnected, disengaged, that we're actually able to reach kids in a really meaningful way and help them prepare for their futures in a way that's interactive and fun for them to do. So I really want to thank everyone for being here today. This was a really insightful conversation. I appreciate you, Clay. So yeah, feel free to come talk to us about how you can get involved with us at ASA and our free suite of digital platforms.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank you.